Kathy has been an ER nurse now for about 29 years. She's also the director of the Disaster Resource Center here at St. Mary's. She also teaches weapons of mass destruction courses at all the hospitals from Catalina Island to Downey. She's also been teaching about drug abuse and drug prevention for about 12 years now, and we'll be doing a seminar today on drug abuse and drug prevention. So I just want to give you guys a warm welcome with Kathy Dollarhide.
So when I'm here to talk to you as a nurse, I'm here passionately to tell you, please don't use these drugs. And I'm going to have you challenge me, coming up to me at the end or see me around on campus and go, you know, all my friends are taking Molly and none of them are dead. And I'll tell you, I've got a body bag that'll fit your friend. I'll have your friend climb into a body bag and I'll zip it up. Because I've never yet seen anyone who's a drug abuser become someone really important in this world. I'm sorry. So I'm trying to raise awareness with parents and doctors and nurses because we as adults know nothing about these crazy designer drugs. We know nothing about Cheez-Its and skittling and huffing. We know nothing about Molly. We know nothing about K2 and Spice. We know nothing about any of the drugs that you're taking. And so when a doctor calls me down to the ER and says, what is this that they're taking? I say, I have no idea. I know what huffing is. I know what Molly is. I know what skittling is. But I have no idea what some of these new drugs are. Heroin is cheese. Cheese is Cheez-Its. I don't know what half of these things are. So you guys have got funkier drugs than I can even imagine. And we have no idea. But the worst part is, not only do we have no idea what you're taking when you roll into the ER, we have nothing in the crash cart to give you to save your life. And all your friends that tell you, well, partying with ecstasy all weekend long doesn't make you overdose, who are you trusting? A bunch of kids that are a bunch of drug addicts? A bunch of kids who are drug addicts who haven't died yet, who want you to join the party? That's not who you should be associating with. They don't get into nursing school, they don't go to medical school, they don't become leaders of society. They're losers, they're drug addicts. And with ecstasy, you unfortunately go into something we call disseminated intravascular coagulation, where your temperature goes up to 107, 108, and you pretty much boil in your own juices. I'm here as an old lady to tell you there's got to be something else you can do in life than to go around searching in Long Beach to find hell's bells to make a hallucinogenic brewing tea. Watch SpongeBob. That's hallucinogenic enough, right? Jeepers creepers. So the definition of ecstasy, what does ecstasy mean? The word ecstasy means a flight of soul from the body. I'm sorry, let's go back to the root. 3,4-methylene methamphetamine. It's pure meth in a pretty package. You are a tweaker. You are a drug addict, bottom line. But it's pretty meth. Yeah, it's pretty meth, but it's still methamphetamine. So you're just as much a tweaker as all the people who live in the trailer parks doing meth. So we worry about ecstasy because it is a mood-activating drug, but it's also something that's going to affect you. And when we see suicidal ideation in teenagers, we really worry about the effects of ecstasy. So take it, but once you start taking it, you'll start using it. Once you start using it, you'll start dealing it. And once you start dealing it, you'll be giving it to all your friends, your family, your loved ones, and selling it to small children. That's how ecstasy market becomes so popular. And if you know someone that's dealing ecstasy, I'm going to tell you right now, stay away from them. You're never going to become a brain surgeon by hanging out with a local ecstasy dealer. You will go to jail. And if you go to jail, you don't go and become a brain surgeon. PCP used to be the color of the patient coming into the ER. We always knew they were on PCP because they'd walk in the door and they'd strap them down on a big giant bed and they'd strap them down in 4-point leather restraints in the ER at Harbor General, and all of a sudden we'd see the double doors opening. This big monster would be coming through the door, rah, with the big double doors and the bed attached to them, and someone would have to put them down, you know, like with an IV or something. You'd have to really figure out how to throw an elephant tranquilizer at them. That's PCP. It is one scary drug. We called it angel dust back in the 80s and 90s. Guess what's coming back real popular? Blunting on marijuana cigarettes. PCP. So we are seeing a recurrence of PCP by kids blunting it. Family involvement, I think, is so important. I tell everybody family bonding is the difference between kids that use drugs and kids that don't use drugs. Family-centered life reduces drug abuse behavior in kids. So if your parents are saying, please go to church with me on Sunday, please go out to dinner with me to Lucille's this week, say, oh, all right, it's better than taking ecstasy. I'll go out with you. Go ahead, joke with them, I dare you. It'll go over real big. Okay, maybe not. My kids think it's funny when they say it to me. Be the voice. Be that one person who's the nerd that leaves the party, but leave the party alive. Be the voice when there's someone who says, I want to do ketamine so badly because all my friends are telling me that Special K is the greatest drug in the world. Say, you know what, I went and listened to this crazy ER nurse the other day, and she said, ketamine can kill you. Be the voice. Be the person that's the only one not using E at the next party you go to. And you have my respect, and everyone else in this hospital. Be the one who's using the ecstasy, dealing the ecstasy, or giving it to your younger brothers and sisters. You have no one's respect. You have no future. You have no life. You are a drug user, you are a drug addict, and now you're a drug dealer. So I'm here today for 45 minutes to touch you, this much, to say those are the drugs that can kill you. As an ER nurse, as a mother, I'm begging you, please don't use them. I thank you so much for letting me come and share my passion about drug abuse with you today, and thank you for inviting me.